Hi, we're TutorHive, a web-based software for all of your tutor scheduling needs. I'm Annabella Miller.
I'm Elise Walker.
I'm Juwan Park.
And I'm Servisa Amy.
Let's talk about the motivation for TutorHive. So each of us is either a tutor or has been a tutor at either Salt Lake Community College or the University of Utah. And so we saw firsthand how difficult it was for tutors to interact with the interface. And as students, we all have experienced using the student interface for tutor tracking applications, and we just found them wanting. And some of the issues that we faced were difficulty navigating, poor usability, the fact that it's confusing to use and interact with. There's not really any scheduling integration. It's hard to track sessions, and there's also limited data access, and the reports don't work very well.
The TutorHive is a one-stop shop for all things tutoring. Now let's think about the people who will actually use TutorHive. As a student, I want to find help without going through a complicated or confusing system. TutorHive gives them a clear, simple way to book sessions or join drop-in queues. As a tutor, I want to see who I'm meeting with and prepare ahead of time with breaks between appointments. TutorHive shows schedules and student info all in one place with 5-minute breaks between back-to-back appointments. And as an admin, I want to manage the program efficiently. TutorHive makes it easy to onboard users, track management and engagement, and improve services through data. Our system puts every user's world goal first and designs features to meet them.
The goal was to keep things simple, fast, and tailored to each user's needs. TutorHive supports three different roles: students, tutors, and admins, each with their own interface. For students, it's all about getting help quickly. They can enroll in courses, schedule appointments, join the drop-in queue, and leave feedback after sessions. Tutors can set their availability, view upcoming appointments, and track feedback from students. And for admins, we provide data-driven tools to monitor center activity, manage users and courses, and make smart staffing decisions based on appointment trends. The goal is to keep everything simple, fast, and tailored to each user's needs.
And what a better way to show you what we've done than with a demo. So on to the demo.
Let's see how a student named Bella would get help using TutorHive. In the past, she's already had appointments for calculus and they went well, so she can see she's gotten feedback from Sarah and written some feedback to Sarah, but she also had an appointment with Tom and she wants to let him know how he did and how he could do better. So she can submit that feedback, and now in her feedback written, she sees that submission. So she has a new course that she needs some help in, and that course is web design. So first she enrolls on TutorHive, and now that she's enrolled, she can view the tutor calendar for web design, and it looks like there should be a tutor on duty. So she goes to the drop-in, sees that tutor is busy helping a student, so she can join the queue. And now while she's waiting, she wants to be productive. So she saw this chat bot earlier where she can ask a question about web design. But she doesn't fully trust the chatbot because she knows that it's not as familiar with the course as the tutors will be, so she can schedule an appointment for any location, and she's going to schedule one with Tom Davis. Now that her appointment is confirmed, she can go to her appointments and see that that appointment with Tom Davis is there. It looks like it's on a Saturday though, so she wants to cancel that appointment, and instead she will make a new appointment later for web design, as it looks like there are lots of different availabilities. In the meantime, she's curious if she can see some admin views. So she goes to the admin dashboard but does not have permission. So now she's probably about ready in the drop-in queue, and she goes back to web design.
So Tom is a student tutor and currently he is in the tutor role, and he looks at his appointments calendar and sees that he had an appointment with Bella today. So he clicks on that and Bella did show up, so he's going to say student came in so that administrators can look at this appointment and improve their center further. And then he looks at his calendar again and sees that he has way too many appointments on Fridays, but he does see that there's 5 minutes break between each of them, so he has time for bathroom breaks or any other breaks that he needs. And then he's gonna go in the courses tab and sees how many courses he's enrolled in, and he also sees discrete structures. And since he can tutor that course, he clicks on enroll. and now students can get tutoring from him in that course. And then he's gonna click on this schedule availability tab where he can schedule his availability as he likes. He can add an availability on Thursday since there's none, and he can drag it around as he likes, or he can also edit existing availabilities and then save them. And then he remembers, oh, he has drop-in hours, so he's gonna go to drop-in and choose a location and sees that there's already a student getting help from Jane. So he goes on duty because there's a student that needs help. So he's gonna see Bella and she has a question with assignment 7. So he's gonna help her. And then let's just assume that she's done getting help. So he's gonna click stop getting help and then remove her from the queue. After this, you can see that she's been removed from the queue. He's gonna go on the profile, change his profile as he likes. He's gonna click to a butterfly because he doesn't like the previous one anymore. And he can also edit his profile as he likes, change his email or Zoom link if it changes in the future. And now we will see how admins see these interactions and what they do with it and how they make the center better.
Right, here's a quick look at the admin side of TutorHive. Starting with the dashboard, admins get a snapshot of center activity. Things like appointment counts, popular courses and tutors, and which locations are getting the most traffic. From there, in the Appointments tab, they can track bookings, cancellations, and no-shows over time. And if they want to do a deeper analysis or keep a record, they can just export everything as a CSV with one click. Next is a Tutors page, where we show performance stats and availability. There's also a section that flags understaffed courses, so admins know exactly where coverage is needed. They can also click into any tutor's profile to see feedback and appointment history. Over in the Courses tab, admins can add or remove courses as needed. The Locations tab shows all current tutoring spots. And lastly, the Users tab is where roles can be assigned, like promoting a student to tutor or giving someone admin access. So overall, everything's designed to help admins manage the center efficiently, all in one place.
Let's get started talking about our key components in architecture. The 3 components to our architecture are our user interface, our backend, and our database. Our user interface is written in JavaScript with React and is hosted on an AWS Amplify. That communicates with our backend via Axios HTTP requests, and our backend is written in Django with the Django REST framework and is hosted on an Amazon EC2 instance. That communicates back with our user interface, and it also communicates with our database, which is hosted on an AWS RDS instance and is written in MySQL. For our software engineering practices, we had about 220 tasks that we completed, and to complete those, we had about 300 commits. With those commits, we had about 40 different merges because we were all working on different branches to make sure that no one was interfering with each other's work. We also had about 50 API endpoints, which are all documented on Swagger. And we can see that we had fairly consistent work with breaks during the winter and spring breaks. For our user studies, there were 3 different things we wanted to talk about. We wanted to discuss the initial feedback that we received, the updates that we made, and the update results. For our initial feedback, the 4 major points that we got that we then had updates for were course enrollment, which the users found confusing, overlapping appointments, which didn't display in a way that was intuitive for users to understand what they were supposed to do, frustration with load times, and profile confusion, specifically with logging out. The updates that we made were changing the course enrollment buttons, and we can see at the bottom of the slides the update from the left to the right. And we also updated the appointment display to try and make overlapping appointments display a little bit better. We also increased the database fetch efficiency and added profile drop-down buttons so that users could have a drop-down that allowed them to log out, which was a little bit more intuitive since that is the default schema in most websites. And the results from these updates were that 97% of users found it easier to enroll in courses. They also reported that it was easier to understand and create appointments. They also had increased satisfaction from load times and reported a better profile experience and a better overall navigation experience. And that is TutorHive.
Thank you for listening.
And thank you to all our capstone professors and TAs for their guidance this semester.
Specifically, our meeting advisor, Professor de Saint Germain, and TA, Charlie Davis.